Gentlemen, it's great to be back with you. This is your first time, of course, at TFWA Asia Pacific. Michael, I'm going to start with you, just get a big picture of how the brand, this great brand in the world of spirits, is doing. You've had, of course, like everybody else, to put up with this cursed pandemic for the past few years. How's Jägermeister standing today?
Actually, so we are super happy. We had kind of a experience, obviously, in 2022. Many markets rebounded, and we are back on track, actually. And I must say, even with all the, let's say, the challenges in the world, like the Russian business, which we suspended on one end, we also had some setback in China due to the zero COVID policy. So actually, we compensated that through the privilege which we have, which is being present in 150 markets, and other markets compensate that, and we were able to grow.
Yeah, truly a global brand. Tell us about this region in particular, though, Michael, Asia Pacific. You put a lot of focus here in recent times, domestically, but also on travel retail. How do you see prospects? It's a vast region, I know, and it's a generalized question, but if I asked you to give me a kind of state of the health for the region, what would it be?
Actually, very healthy. So obviously we had that setback in China due to the COVID policy. All other markets have been growing very healthily and very nicely. And China is coming back now as we speak. So we are super optimistic about the year, and especially the fourth quarter of the year, that China will come back. And so we are investing here. So we have a team here on site, and we are super happy what we see. And GTR plays a big role to establish the brand, to build the brand here. And you see that we are investing also in our first ever booth. And so we're super proud. And yeah, Asia is the future for us.
I don't know if I would call it a booth, actually. It's a beautiful experiential zone, isn't it? You've invested heavily in this. It looks great.
It does look great, and it's very open, it's democratic, it's inviting people in, it's the experience which you expect from Jägermeister, isn't it?
And just one final question to close, Michael. You're a portfolio of brands, of course, now, and expressions. Just tell us how you've branched out from initially such a strong original product, but you're a bit broader now.
We're a little broader now. We're a little broader on Jägermeister, as you know. So we have a portfolio of brands. So some line extender, which complements actually the Jägermeister experience, and it's also trading up, relevant for GTR, very important, with Jägermeister Cold Brew and Jägermeister Manifest. And on top of that, as you're all aware, so we've invested also into tequila business back in the day. So like in 2020 we started the journey with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and we are super happy. It's very focused on Americas as we speak, but there's a potential globally and also in GTR.
Yeah, tequila growing fast, of course, in many markets worldwide, and you've got a heck of a brand. So you're pretty bullish about that? We
are very bullish about that, because we have the right pilot with Mr. Dwayne Johnson, and we have a fantastic brand, a fantastic product, and we are 100% bullish that this will go global at one point of time.
Good, Michael. Well, that's a very upbeat overview. Toby, we're going to come down now to the travel retail channel. Specifically, globally, of course, it's always been a focus for Jägermeister. Tell us where you're at in the channel. As Michael and I were discussing, that channel's been through some issues over the last 3 years. How are you seeing prospects, and how is Jägermeister doing?
I think we had a very, very good year. We had a record-breaking year for GTR and Jägermeister last year, especially being able to drive our core business in Europe back, passengers coming back, but especially increasing our footprint here in the Asian territory, with the domestic momentum helping us also in the global travel retail environment. And I think, as Michael said, this is the future also for us here in global travel retail, to continue to drive the growth and be creative about concepts like you mentioned our booth, be disruptive, consumer-centric, and show the brand from the best side at the airports around the globe.
Well, talking about that kind of experience, I just returned from Haikou in Hainan province. Nice, yeah. I was at the new CDF Superstore in Haikou, amazing place, as you know. Very strong presence there from Jägermeister. Tell us about that, and tell us about how you see the Hainan travel retail market and China more generally.
I think China has been very strong for us domestically in the past, so it is just a matter of time that we also have to do justice in the global travel retail environment. And then during the pandemic, having the opportunities to show loyalty and belief in the brand, even though when there was a zero COVID policy domestically with a Hainan establishment, It's the biggest mall in the world. You know, it's a privilege for us to take a share and to be there. Unfortunately, I haven't been there yet personally, but I've heard great things, and I'm glad you feel the same.
Yeah, no, I recommend a visit. You had, before my time there, you had a fantastic pop-up there,
Yeah.
but even when I was in the CDF store, I was looking at your wall bay, and that itself is quite an investment, and you know, you're right in with the fellow heavyweights of the spirits world, and it really feels as though Jägermeister has a very strong presence there.
Yeah, we are globally the #8 brand line, so it's just, you know, doing justice in order to be there as well. Especially since APAC and Global Travel Retail, we have just started in 2018, really. So we are just at the very beginning, and to you know, do the collaboration with our partners there, you know, we'll see great potential in the future. I'm sure about. Yeah.
All right. So after this speed bump of the last few years, the pandemic years, any message now as the rebound accelerates for the travel retail sector at large?
I think you know what has changed, that airports really became, you know, big retail malls. It is not just the functional retail anymore, but you have the opportunity to also drive consumer-centric activations and to really, you know, engage consumers and, you know, get them into their brand by experiences, because the ground is there now. And I think, you know, by being creative and to you know, think outside of the box is one of the strongholds of Jägermeister, and we will drive this in global travel retail as well.
Yeah, indeed. Nice segue for the final word from you, Michael. You are an innovator by nature as an individual, but also as a company. I guess that's going to continue to play a very strong role. You want to create experiences. You want to be immersive. Tell me, just to close off, how you see the brand going forward.
I think the stronghold of Jägermeister has ever been like great experiences, social, culture, and experiential, right? And this kind of spills over into the GTR channel as we speak, as Toby rightly said. So it comes also to this kind of retail place. And that's the future for us, because people want experiences. We are doing better in consumer-centric, let's say, concepts and segmentation. And I think the future is ours in terms of providing great experiences on this platform. So we are super bullish and looking forward to more success.
Wow, what a great note to close on, gentlemen. Thanks for being with us today.